Hello everyone, my name is Cameron Cowan. This is the Cameron Cowan Show. I'm so glad you're here and you're watching. I appreciate it. Always thank you for watching. This video is about punished for being poor. Now, I have referenced this article previously this month. Again, Pacific Standard, if you're not reading this magazine, seriously, get a subscription. Find a newsstand. They're not really online. I mean, they are at psmag.com. A lot of their stuff online, their digital situation is not together. But get some paper. You know we do paper and ink here. I am a big fan of the paper and ink. I get tons of magazines in all the time. I actually sit down, I read them, I mark articles to talk to you about. It's a fun tactile experience. And I encourage you to do so. However, a lot of this stuff is on magazine apps, so if you are wanting to do that, then please feel free to do so. Lead me to my paper and ink. This article is interesting because it has to do with how costly one run-in with the law when you're poor or a member of the precariat can be. And basically it says that that these people usually don't have money for bail to get out of jail. And it says here, without access to bail funds, those accused of minor crimes often plead guilty to get out of jail and take the striking on their criminal record. There's nothing as powerful as the desire to go home, says Scott Hetchinger, a public defender with the Brooklyn Defender Services. In 2013, his firm found that those of its clients who were held in jail without access to bail money pled guilty 92% of the time, versus just 40% of those who awaited trial at home. Bronx Freedom Fund is the first licensed charitable bail fund in New York State. A similar operation just opened its doors in Brooklyn. It works with people who are charged with misdemeanors and have bail set at $2,000 or less. In its 2 years of existence, the average bail the fund has posted is $766, and 97% of its 200-plus clients have shown up for every scheduled court appearance. On any given day, the nation's 3,000-plus jails detain about 731,000 people. Nearly as many people live in the entire city of San Francisco, but for their inability to post bail, many of them would instead be at home. In New York City in 2013, for example, over half of jail inmates, 54%, were held until trial because they couldn't afford a bail of $2,500 or less. Now, obviously, this is an area where we need to create some kind of reform. The only difficulty is I'm not quite sure what kind of reform we should have. I mean, I guess we could make bail an income-based affair. I mean, right now it's based on the crime. The worse the crime, the higher the bail, the more they kind of want to keep you. So we could definitely make it kind of an income-based sort of thing to where, because the whole idea with that earnest money is that you put down this cash to make sure that you show up at the court date, to get said cash returned to you. Now most people use a bail bondsman who you pay a modest fee to, and they put up the bail for you. It's usually about 10 to 20%. Unfortunately, I've had friends that I've had to do that for, and they know who they are, and they will go unnamed for the sake of this video. Anyway, and so for most people, I mean, if you have bail of $2,500, that means you have to work with a bail bondsman. That's $250. And if you are living paycheck to paycheck, the chances you're going to have just $250 just lying about, uncommitted money, is very rare. Or that you're going to have friends that have that, or willing to loan it to you, whatever have you. And so that means that you ended up waiting the week, getting held until trial, or just pleading guilty just to get the hell out of there so you can try to get back to your life. Because people have obligations, jobs, and bills to pay. And so that it creates a difficult problem. It's wonderful that we have charities like this, though, but I think income-based reform is definitely important. The criminal justice system. There's an article in the Atlantic that I represented in the podcast that I'll be doing a video on later on, about the age of mass incarceration in the black family, the way we operate corrections in this country is completely idiotic. And this system, the bail system, just proves that to me more and more. The fact that we have to have charities to help people get out of jail, to get their lives back together, is a sad state of the American economy. And I think that, we have to think about that. But unfortunately, it keeps, like many things, it keeps too many people employed. And that can make reform difficult. But making bail an income-based affair and making it so that people are encouraged to come back and face the music for the consequences of their action is the most important part. We don't need to charge thousands of dollars for the privilege. We can have other methods of enforcement, and I would encourage people to come up with them. In any case, the articles in Pacific Standard, they use a great example. This woman named Diva, she had a spat with her landlady, and she was unable to afford bail, and so now she's doing her anger management classes and different things to move her life forward and fulfill their sentence and all that type of thing. I mean, half the time with people, unfortunately, you got to reach people where they are, and oftentimes you can't. So many people, they have emotions, different things. They don't know how to deal with them, and they don't know how to make it, how to make these things work, and so it can be difficult to get people to, understand that what they're doing is wrong, how not to do it again, and that's where some of those classes and things can be helpful. But this stuff needs to be income based, and ultimately, as I've said a million times with inequality, we have to improve jobs, we have to improve wages, we have to improve the way we do business in this country as far as workers go, and the correction system is just one symptom of the tremendous amount of inequality that goes on in this country. So I would encourage you to read this. It's in Pacific Standard. Again, if you weren't reading this magazine, you should be. There was a great cover article on climate change too, so that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon, hopefully. There are suggested videos over there. So make sure to watch another one. Don't forget to share with your friends. Comment below. Catch me on social media at Cameron Cowan, Facebook.com/The Cameron Cowan Show. And for all the news you need to know in 10 minutes or less, and why you should care about it, watch me here every Monday and Friday. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.